Am găsit-o, nu merg. Sunt libere asta, două? Sunt libere asta. Mersi frumos. Hai, de ce?
De mult nu ne-am adus chiar. Era un coleg, dau să vin aici, nu știu masă.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. We are now meeting Bogdan Popa, a senior front-end and web developer at Core Systems, who will introduce to us how we should release the Dragon with AngularJS and Firebase. Welcome.
Hello. My name is Bogdan Popa. Why I chose this presentation to present you is because, like was in the keynote, the discussion that you need to deliver to the customer an application with full stack from the beginning, and you have your time. Then with Firebase, you have already built in your backend as a service. The agenda is I will have the first part when I will explain something about AngularJS and Firebase. Then I will have a short demo, a live chat. AngularJS. I know that a lot of people from this room are working with AngularJS, and the question is why we are choosing this framework. So one of the reasons that is MVC framework oriented, so it's respecting all the design patterns. Another reason is that it's built by Google. The question is why it's important that Google built this. When I was at the conference, some newspaper tell me about that if Google will have like orange juices with their colors, with that color red, blue, you know, the Google colors, and they will say that it's natural juice, and they will have a stand at the conference, and another stand with the same juice but not branded with Google, branded with, for example, I don't know, Kaufland or something. That one from Google, they sell it all, so the people have their trust in Google. AngularJS has these powerful templates that you can have the binding between the parentheses. If you put, for example, you will see in a moment, if you put 1 plus 1 in these brackets, they will calculate and show the result. Actually, that is the data binding. If you have a model and you have a view, then actually when you update the model, it updates the view, and if you update the view, then the model is updated. Easy of testing. The same team that developed Angular, they developed Protractor, which is a framework for testing, and is very easy to use. Here is the graph with the JavaScript frameworks used. Backbone is another one which is very used. Sandberg, React from Facebook. Now Google starting to collaborate with all these guys, with the Emerges architect, and they are willing to combine these frameworks. But the Angular one is the most that is a trend, is used. Maybe you need it, maybe you not need it for a business, but people are using it. Expressions. So like I said, if you have on HTML and you calculate 1 plus 1 and you put in these brackets, if you have your AngularJS JavaScript file included, that will calculate it for you. Another powerful thing is are the directives. So when they build these directives, people were thinking to the HTML and div and that text that you know, but with these directives you can build your own HTML, you can build your own components and attach a controller, and then you can say to do animations or whatever you want. Two-way data binding. So if you have an input with, for example, your name is the model, and you have in the view, in these brackets, your name, then if you update and write something, then you will see the text is taken from the input and the view is updated automatically. Dependency injection. If you have a module, is when you work with jQuery and you have a module, then it was not possible to inject it and to use that module as a dependency. I mean, you can use AngularJS, for example, but Angular has this dependency injection already integrated. And like I said, it's very easy to test. I will go to Firebase. So Firebase is a real-time backend as a service system with deploy capabilities. And when you update the model, it's like a three-way data binding. So you update the model, the view, and at the same time, in the backend, it's updating and saving. I will show you to the demo. So this Firebase platform is very compatible with all the JavaScript frameworks, with Ember, with Knockout, Node.js, Java, iOS. With the Angular team, Firebase built this Angular file, which is basically a library, a JavaScript file. So I will show in the demo that I just include the Angular file and the Angular JavaScript, and then we can access and save the data into the Firebase cloud. The main capabilities are backend as a service, real time, and deploy. You can easily, you will see in the demo, deploy with 2 commands from command line. You just need the app and then deploy it, and it will be deployed to the Firebase. I will show now the demo. So first, we have this HTML file, which is very simple, where I included this Angular, JS, Firebase, and this Angular file, and just 2 styles, which are very, very basic. And if I open this in a browser, you will see that it's just this one. Now I will go to the step 2. On this step, basically, I added the dependency of the Angular module. My app is the name of the app, which you declare it in the HTML on top, and then inject the Firebase module dependency. And this Firebase array is basically a service that will take your data and sync it with the cloud. I will go on this firebase.com. Here you can create an account, it's free, you can log in, and then we'll see your app. So here I see that I have an app. I will delete this one. And then I will create a new one, for example, DevTalks. And when you click create new app, basically this is the app that is created. And here you see this URL. When you click on it, here is the data of your app, which for the moment we don't have any data. But I will take this URL and go in the app. And here on the step 3, basically you can have this new Firebase, and I will put here this this link, and then on the scope I basically save this data that is taken from this Firebase account. Here upper I added just this controller. Basically I have an input where we will type name, and then the messages will be listed below. So if I refresh this one, you will have like this, the username and messages. I'm going to step 4. copy this URL like I said, and I have here a method like add message. This method is called on this input, on the key down when you press the key. You call this method add a message. Inside it, I will check if the code is 13, like when you press enter, and you have basically a message. Then you take the username if it exists, otherwise you have anonymous, and then you add on the scope these messages, and at the end you reset the one. So if I'm going here, and I will write something. So it's just working, I have it here. I can go and see already I have my messages here. So basically it's automatically synced. You just go here and write something again, and I put this one and disappearing. So if you have like, I will open a new one, a new window, and have the app here, and you can check it after you deploy it. You can check it on your device, and I will put here the username and the test, and you will see in the left that it's automatically updated. So this is the real-time capability of Firebase, which is very cool. And after that, I will just deploy it. This is my review. So basically, I go in the folder where is this app, and I run Firebase in it. What it does is in it, it's adding a JSON file with some configuration. Now I need to specify the app, which is DevTalks. And then Firebase deploy. And it's ready. So if I'm going to this URL and access it from here, basically I just deploy it. So if you're not a DevOps guy, I want to just deploy it and have a prototype app which has these real-time capabilities. You can use easily Firebase with AngularJS. This is all for me. Thank you.
Yes, I see we have a question.
So, in what format the data is being stored in Firebase? How does it know how many structures to create, or how many new tables, or I don't know how the data is being saved. But how does it know how many structures to create?
So basically here you see you have all this data saved, but you can build it here to specify the structure that you want. So you can specify here to have not just that I have here body and form. You can specify any data structure here. How we synced is using Firebase.js is using WebSockets behind it, and if you go with Firebug and making the debugging, you will see in the browser the messages that are sent to the WebSockets, and these messages are encoded, and that's it. So if you want to know exactly how it's encoded, you can check it here, and they have a lot of UI help here in this security rules, simulator analytics, so you can build this data, or just you can import the data if you want to import the data structure.
I have a question. How secure is this Firebase? I have just accessed the site on my mobile phone, and at first it showed me your data, and then it asked for login.
So at first show the data, and after?
After it asked for a login.
After login. I don't know how secure it is. So I didn't use it in production yet. I just did it for myself, and I'm sure that they have a solution and very secure. Just that my demo, I just covered a little piece so you can take a message and in real time communicate with in a chat. But if you want to build an app more complex, they have some authentication service and you can use that one. So when you authenticate, they will create a hash and so on. So
as far as I know, Firebase has a lot of complaints from developers on the security side. I think, did you have any problems? Or did you develop any Firebase application?
No, I haven't done it.
Okay. Does anybody else have a question? Okay.
It's more like an answer to the previous question. Firebase exposes all your data, so it's public with the right, unless you specify otherwise. And I'm not really sure, but you could check if you disable this, if you would be still able to view the backend data or not.
Okay, thank you.
thank you. You have a question for me.
And in the back?
Yes, I have a question. Can this be integrated in a larger project? I see in your example there was firebase.com in the URL. So if I just want it for a small part in a larger project, is that still viable?
Yes, it's still viable. So they are providing this deploy. If you want to have a quick app to see how it's working, you can just Firebase deploy and see there. But if you want to be on your environment, you can easily set up environments and to have your app.com without Firebase.
Okay, thanks.
How scalable is Firebase? What if I have large data flows? How much does the server take? If I have large chat rooms, or I don't know, video streaming or something.
So basically it's a distributed system. So you can have in all the world, for example, this chat is like you can have the Facebook chat, right? So it'll be a lot of data and it's treated very well. I don't know if you have billions of users, how they handle this data.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we have a question here.
Yeah, hi. So I saw you had iOS listed there, so can this be used in native apps or it refers to the Safari browser on iOS?
The iOS list. The list that I used in the messages, you mean?
No. In one of the first slides, iOS was listed there alongside Android and all the other, and some JavaScript frameworks.
Yeah, so this can be used with any platform. If it's iOS, if it's Android, it doesn't matter. Basically, it's a backend as a service. You just access the URL, and then you can save data there, sync data, and that's all about it. So basically, it's an API, like was specified in the morning that everybody is using APIs these days.
So as I see, Firebase is a hot topic today, but we have to continue the discussion on the coffee break, because now I would like to introduce the speakers at the panel. I would like to introduce Cosmin Cristia, the head of development at Endava,